a story based on The Enemy by Pearl S. Buck, which explores the profound moral dilemma of Dr. Sadao Hoki as he chooses humanity over prejudice during World War II.
The Enemy. The mist crept over the Japanese coastline like a silent ghost, blurring the line between the gray sea and the jagged rocks. Dr. Sadao Hoki stood on his veranda, watching the tide, when a dark shape tumbled out of the surf. His wife, Hana, followed his gaze, her hand clutching her silk sleeve. At first, they thought it was a fisherman, but as the waves retreated, the truth became a heavy weight in the salt air. When they reached the man, they recoiled. He was white, his skin pale and battered, his hair a matted blonde. His uniform was torn, soaked with blood from a fresh bullet wound in his back. He was an American, the enemy. To help him was treason. To leave him was certain death. Sadao's hands, trained to heal since his youth in America and his return to Japan, moved instinctively to stem the bleeding. They carried him into the house, avoiding the eyes of the servants who watched with growing coldness. They laid him in Sadao's father's old room, a place of traditional Japanese beauty now occupied by a man from a world away. Hana looked at the man's youthful, haggard face. "He is only a boy," she whispered, the war outside their door suddenly feeling both distant and dangerously close. The household tension snapped like a dry twig. Yumi, the governess, refused to wash the white man, her face set in a mask of patriotic defiance. She looked at Hana with eyes that judged her for her mercy. Hana felt a flicker of anger, but beneath it, a deeper fear. If the servants spoke, they would all be lost. She took the basin herself and began to clean the enemy's wounds. Sadao operated with the cold precision of a master. Despite the lack of an assistant, his fingers worked through the blood and grit to find the bullet. Hana watched him, her stomach churning at the sight, yet she stayed to provide the anesthetic. In that room, the doctor was not a Japanese citizen, and the patient was not an American soldier. They were simply two humans, bound by the fragile thread of survival. Tom woke days later, his eyes wide with the terror of a trapped animal. He realized where he was and who his captors were. Hana sat by him, offering him soup and quiet words he barely understood. "Do not be afraid," she said, though she felt the fear herself. She saw the human behind the uniform, a man who missed a home just as she loved hers. Duty eventually pulled Sadao away to the bedside of the old general, a man whose life hung on Sadao's skill. In a moment of weary honesty, Sadao confessed the presence of the prisoner. The general, obsessed with his own survival, promised a solution. "I will send my private assassins," the general whispered. "They're very capable. They will remove him quietly, and you will be free of the burden." For 3 nights, Sadao and Hana did not sleep. Every rustle of a branch against the roof sounded like a footstep. Every gust of wind sounded like the sliding of a door. They waited for the killers to come and take the man away. But each morning they found Tom still alive, his strength returning, his presence a constant reminder of the choice they had made and the threat they faced. The assassins never came. The general had simply forgotten in his own pain. Sadao realized that he could not wait for others to decide the fate of his house. He went to Tom's room. "You are well enough to go," Sadao said. He didn't say it was for Tom's sake, or even his own. He simply prepared a boat with food, water, and a sturdy flashlight. Under the cover of a moonless night, Sadao helped Tom down to the shore. He pointed toward a small, uninhabited island nearby, where Korean fishing boats often passed. "If your food runs out, signal me twice," Sadao instructed. He watched the small boat disappear into the blackness of the sea. Standing on the shore, Sadao wondered why he couldn't kill him. He looked at the horizon, realizing that humanity has no borders, even in the heart of a storm.